I'm sure you've seen the marketing advice that says if you want to grow your business, then you need to post 3 times a day on TikTok, or run $5 Facebook ads, or steal this viral Instagram reel format. And maybe you've tried them all. I did too. But after 10 plus years in marketing, building my own businesses and helping others scale theirs, I can tell you something that most people won't. Tactics don't build businesses. Systems do. And there's one system that has consistently outperformed everything else I've ever tested. Not just for me, but for thousands of my clients and students across coaching and e-commerce and digital products and services. It's also the strategy I've used for nearly a decade to create a life and a business of time, location, and financial freedom. Now, it's not flashy, it's not trending, but it works every single time. And it comes down to just 2 parts: YouTube plus email marketing. Simple? Yes. Boring? Maybe, but also quietly undefeated. And just in case you're thinking, yeah, but does this actually work? Well, it's the exact same strategy used by creators like Ali Abdaal, Dan Koh, and Cody Sanchez. People who've built empires just by showing up, being helpful, sending a few emails. Oh, and let's not forget Sam Ovens and Alex Hormozi, both of whom have businesses creeping toward $1 billion valuation. And all of these entrepreneurs use a similar model. Use YouTube to build trust at scale, then use email to turn that trust into revenue. And they're able to do it quietly, consistently, and automatically. So let me show you how to do it too. All right, let's get brutally honest here for a second. Most online marketing advice kind of sounds like this. Post 3 times a day, or hop on this trend before it dies, or try this viral audio because it's blowing up right now. But here's the problem that no one seems to be talking about. When you do this, you're building your business on rented land. Every time you chase another trend, you're designing your business to depend on hype, not structure. Now, I appreciate it feels productive in the moment. I mean, you're creating, you're posting, you're showing up. But over time, the results just don't get delivered. And so you're left wondering, what's the point of all of this? And why are you even doing this in the first place? Let me paint you a picture. Let's say you spend an entire week making content for Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts. I mean, you're trying and testing new hooks, you're editing like a pro, you're batch recording to be as productive as humanly possible, and you're showing up there every single day. Now, a few videos flop, but one gets some traction, and you get this initial bump in views, maybe even a few followers. But then, tomorrow, nothing. I mean, that moment's gone, and the next trend rolls in, and you're back to square one, staring at this blinking cursor and wondering what to make next. Sound familiar? Well, here's why this keeps happening and what no one tells you. Problem number 1 is that most people are chasing attention and not building systems. You can post every day, you can ride every trend, you can burn yourself out on content creation. But if you don't have a way to capture attention and to nurture it and then to turn it into revenue, then all you're really doing is renting space in the algorithm until it inevitably kicks you out to make room for whatever's new. Problem number 2, you're at the mercy of platforms that you don't control. Every time an algorithm changes, your reach drops. Every time a new platform rolls in, you feel like you're falling behind. Running your business this way means that you become dependent on forces that don't really care about your business, your income, or your sanity. Yay, marketing. But wait, it gets worse, because the better you play that game, the more it traps you. This is because these short-term mini wins lead you to start building your business around them. Your goals, your schedule, even your self-worth all get tied to that performance, and that treadmill never stops. Until one day you wake up and realize you've built a business that only works when you're constantly performing. There's no leverage, no ownership, just hustle and hope. Now, I want to pause here and say this. There's nothing wrong with creating this kind of social content from a business and marketing perspective. Reels and TikToks can indeed grow your reach. Trends can bring in spikes of visibility, and posting more often and usually does lead to more growth. But these strategies rarely build sustainable growth on their own, and they require this almost never-ending stream of new content and ideas just to maintain the status quo. And this is the mindset shift that most people miss. Marketing that works in the short term doesn't always work in the long term. But wait, it gets worse. Again, because marketing that works in the short term often comes at the expense of what would have worked better in the long term. So if you're serious about building a successful and wildly profitable and sustainable business, then you don't need another viral moment. What you need is a strategy that compounds over time, a strategy that builds trust over time, and that doesn't rely on luck, and that turns attention into income without burning you out. That's the difference between being a trend chaser and a business builder. And the good news is that there is a better way to do this. A system that gives you leverage, stability, and allows you to scale your business. And it starts with the one platform that breaks the post daily or die rule. If the content treadmill's got you feeling stuck, well, YouTube is how you step off of it without stepping out of the game. Here's why. YouTube isn't just another platform. As crazy as this is going to sound, YouTube is now the center of global entertainment. With over 1 billion hours of YouTube watched daily, yes, you heard that right, and almost 3 billion monthly active users, YouTube leads all platforms in total watch time, including Netflix. Oh yeah, it's also a search engine, the second largest search engine in the world after Google. And that changes everything. And just think about it. When someone wants to solve a problem, they don't search TikTok, they don't scroll Instagram, they go to Google or YouTube and type things like how to get coaching clients, or best home workout for beginners, or how to start an email list, or best camera for YouTube videos. Now, imagine your video showing up right there at the top of YouTube, or right there in the video section on the first page of Google when someone searches for a keyword that's related to your business. You didn't pay for an ad, you didn't interrupt their scroll, and yet you still managed to show up exactly when they needed you most. And when your video solves their problem, boom, you're not just another content creator, you're the expert. And that, my friend, well, that's instant credibility. That's trust on autopilot. On TikTok, people watch while eating dinner. On Instagram, they're half distracted. But on YouTube, they search because they want an answer. They watch with focus and they listen with intent. And that means the depth of engagement is completely different. But let me give you an example. I posted a basic introduction to marketing video tutorial almost 5 years ago. It still gets views every single day. It's also made me an extra $55,000 in passive income, but that's just really a nice bonus on top of the real value, which is the millions of dollars that it's helped to generate for my business. And it did this because people are still searching for the answer that it provides. No ads, no algorithm tricks, just evergreen, helpful content. Most other social media platforms, on the other hand, are kind of like fast food restaurants. They're easy and fast and not really a sustainable way to eat. YouTube's more like planting a garden or planting a tree. You put in effort once, it grows some roots, and it starts producing fruit month after month. And yes, as cliche as it sounds, even while you sleep. I mean, just imagine for a second if every week you planted a new tree. In other words, you posted a new video designed to answer a specific question that your ideal audience is searching for. Well, in 3 months, you'd have a dozen. In a year, you'd have 50. And those videos would keep working for you long after you hit publish. That, my friend, is what we call compound attention. That's leverage. That's how you stop relying on hustle and hope and start building assets that grow your business. But here's where most people go completely horribly wrong. They treat YouTube like TikTok. I'm talking snappy edits, zero depth, no structure. But remember, people came to YouTube to learn. They want answers. They want clarity. They want to trust someone who actually knows what they're doing. So instead of chasing trends, try this. Just focus on 3 types of videos. Number 1 is search-based tutorials. These are your trust starters, we'll call them. Think about the questions that your ideal audience is already typing into YouTube, like how do I fix X or what's the best Y? These videos are going to meet people where they're at and instantly position you as someone that can help. Well, they're also searchable and evergreen, and they're going to keep working for you long after you post them. Number 2 are credibility builders. These are your proof points. So you want to use stories and client case studies, or you can share your own journey to show how you solved the same problem that your audience is facing. Don't just say, I can help. You want to show them that you've done it, because these videos earn trust and they do it fast. And number 3 are deep dives. These are where you differentiate. You're going to pull back the curtain here and show why you do things the way you do them and share your beliefs and your systems and your process. These help attract the right kinds of people, the ones who are going to resonate with your business and your philosophy and want to hear more from you. This kind of content doesn't just perform well, it compounds over time, with each video becoming this trust-building asset that keeps working day after day and month after month and lasts for years. All right, now here's the deal. You can look at this next piece of info that I'm going to share with you as either good news or bad news, but the fact is that YouTube is not instant, but it is predictable. With YouTube, it's possible, but also very unlikely that you're going to blow up overnight, but that's okay, because blowing up overnight isn't the point, because you're not chasing dopamine anymore. What you're doing is building real digital assets, digital real estate. And once you learn how to use the right keywords and package your video for search and suggested and the homepage and deliver value clearly and build calls to action that actually capture attention, well, you, my friend, have got the foundation for real scalable growth, because YouTube is the only platform that keeps rewarding you even after you stop posting. I mean, just let that sink in for a minute. Now, getting people to watch your video is only half the game. So in this next part, I'm going to show you how to turn those views into revenue without ads, without launches, and without trying to go viral. So let's talk about email, the most underrated money machine online. YouTube brings in the traffic. It builds trust, it gets you discovered, but here's the thing. Views don't pay the bills. Email does. So let me break this down. Let's say that you're doing awesome on YouTube. You've got a video ranking on page 1, you're getting subscribers, people are commenting and subscribing and smashing that like button. Feels good, right? Well, the mistake then is to just stop there. That's the trap that 95% of creators and business owners fall into. They build audiences on platforms that they don't control and hope that those platforms keep delivering results. It's kind of like opening a restaurant on someone else's property and hoping that they never raise rent, which, of course, brings us to email. When someone joins your email list, that relationship becomes yours. You're no longer hoping that the algorithm delivers your next video. You're not praying the post gets reach. And best of all, you don't need to start from scratch every single time because you now have direct access to your most ideal and interested prospects. You can build relationships, tell stories, deliver value, and you can make offers, all without paying for ads or begging for attention. And you can do it on your terms, whenever you want. Email is the one channel where you control the audience, the message, and the timing. Now, it's not sexy, but it's deadly effective. The problem is that most business owners and entrepreneurs and even some marketers still think of email marketing as pushy and full of spammy promos and discounts. But that's only true if you do it badly. Email, when done right, is about education, stories, and service. So let me show you the simple structure that I recommend to clients. First is the welcome sequence. This is a series of 3 to 5 emails that someone gets as soon as they sign up to your email list. You want to use this to introduce yourself, share your story, and build context and trust. And of course, let people know what to expect. Number 2 is weekly value emails. After your welcome sequence and every week thereafter, you want to send something that's genuinely useful. This could be a tip, a story, a lesson, a mindset shift, or a resource or tool. What you're doing here is training your audience to open and trust your emails. Also, a bit of a side note here, but I feel it's one of the most valuable email marketing lessons I ever learned, so I want to make sure to share it with you. Everyone's always obsessed with these tricks and hacks and tweaks to increase their email open rates. They'll test subject lines and emojis and set up all kinds of fancy pants back and forth text stuff to optimize deliverability. But do you want to know the single most important factor for increasing your open rates? Well, it's the from name. In other words, when your subscribers see your name in their inbox, do they click it automatically because they just can't wait to see what you've written, or do they pass? Okay, let's keep going with part 3 of this email strategy, occasional offers. If you've done things right up until now, well, when you do make an offer, it's not completely out of the blue because they've already learned from you, they already trust you, and now the offer from you feels like just the next logical step, a way to continue moving down the path that they're on at a faster, easier pace. This whole thing is the system that turns strangers into subscribers and subscribers into buyers and buyers into repeat buyers, all without needing to be pushy or spammy or weird. Now, if you don't know where to start or you don't know what to say or you don't think you're a good writer, no worries, I got you. I got a C- in high school English, and I now write email campaigns that generate millions of dollars. So really, if I can do it, trust me, so can you. The key is to start simple and think like a teacher, not a marketer, and write like you talk. In other words, conversationally. No perfect grammar required. Also, do check for typos though, as too many spelling mistakes make your readers have to think too hard to decipher your message, which isn't good for you or your conversions. If you're still coming up dry though, here are 5 email ideas that you can send this month. Number 1, 3 mistakes I made when starting your niche and what I'd do differently. Number 2, the story of how I solved a key problem and what you can steal from it. Number 3, my go-to tool/resource for common pain point. Number 4, a mindset shift that saved me months of frustration. Number 5, behind the scenes, what I'm working on and what it means for you. Each one of these emails gives value and each one builds trust, and every single one opens the door for your offer. If you're still stuck though, well, you can always use ChatGPT to write these for you. Just feed it this prompt and I think you'll find it puts out a pretty decent email, at least as a starting point. Write me a high converting email in the style of Adam Erhart using proven marketing psychology. Keep it conversational, story-driven, and designed to educate, build trust, and lead naturally into my offer. Before writing this email, ask me 2 to 3 specific questions to understand my business, my offer, and my target market. The thing to remember here is that email isn't just a channel, it's the foundation of your revenue engine. You don't need a big list, you don't need fancy automations, you just need to start and stay consistent. So, now that we got that covered, next, let me show you how YouTube and email work together, step by step, in order to create a system that brings in leads and nurtures them and turns them into income, quietly and automatically and predictably. So let's put the pieces together. So far, we've covered 2 powerful systems, YouTube for long-term, evergreen traffic and trust, and email for reliable, scalable revenue and relationships. So, like I said, the time has come to show you how they work together and why this pairing is one of the most powerful business building flywheels online. Because this is what most entrepreneurs miss. It's not about content or email. It's the system that connects them that makes them unstoppable. So let me break it down step by step. Step 1, create helpful YouTube content. This, obviously, is where everything begins. You make a video that solves a specific searchable problem your ideal audience is actively searching for. Let's say you're a fitness coach. You post how to fix low back pain after deadlifts. If that's a real pain point for someone, guess what they're going to do? They'll search for it. They'll find you. They'll click. They'll watch. And because your content is focused and helpful, you'll build immediate trust. This is why picking searchable, high-intent topics matters more than trends or entertainment. You're creating value that solves a real problem. Now, here's the twist that most people miss. Step 2, offer a free resource that solves the next problem. At the end of your video, or even somewhere during the video, you say something like, if you want a full 5-day recovery plan for back pain, grab my free PDF guide, links below. That free PDF guide, which is a lead magnet, well, it becomes your email list builder. It's simple, it's specific, and most importantly, it's relevant to the video that they just watched. You're not shouting at them to join my newsletter. You're offering them something that's useful and that solves the next step in their journey. And when they opt in, well, they're not just a subscriber, they're a qualified lead. After all, this is someone who found you through search, who watched a specific value-packed video that addressed a problem that they have around a solution that you offer. And they took action to get more information from you. This means they're not cold traffic, they're warm and they're curious, and that changes everything. So now that they're on your list, the job of your email welcome sequence is to continue building trust and deepen the relationship and show them that you understand their problems and, of course, offer solutions to make their life easier. So this is where your weekly emails come in. Remember, you're not writing newsletters, you're writing conversations. One week, you tell a story about how a client overcame back pain in 3 weeks. The next, you break down a myth that people believe that keeps them stuck. Another week, you introduce your paid program, not as a pitch, but as the next step for people who want a real result. And because you've already delivered value, because your video helped them, because your guide helped them, when the offer does inevitably come, it doesn't feel like selling. Feels like helping. Here's what this value ladder flywheel looks like. You start here at the top with your YouTube video that offers free trust-building content that helps solve the first big problem. This then moves them to your lead magnet, which is giving them something free that solves the next problem they're likely to have in exchange for their contact details, so you can build your email list. After that, they start to receive your email welcome sequence that warms them up and helps to build a relationship and starts to build your authority by showing that you're actually legit. From there, you send out weekly emails that deliver ongoing value and stories. These keep you top of mind and build desire for your business, for your offer. And last, but certainly not least, you start mentioning and including your offer, which is the solution that you sell, which comes off as the natural next step for people who are ready. Then you go back to step 1. Make another video. Add the same lead magnet or a new one if it's more relevant. You grow your list, repeat. Every video builds more leads. Every email builds more trust. Every offer becomes easier to sell. And this is what creates predictable and scalable income without being online 24/7. Also, bit of a bonus tip for you here. You don't need a million different lead magnets. Just make sure that the one you have fits tightly with your videos. For example, if someone watches a video on how to get your first coaching client, well, don't offer them a generic ebook about business. Instead, offer them the 3 email script I used to book my first 5 coaching clients, or free checklist, 10 steps to land your first paid client. Tight alignment between your topic and your video and your lead magnet equals high opt-in rates, which equals warm leads, which equals easier sales. The best part of all of this, though, is that this system isn't theory. I've seen creators go from 0 to 1,000 plus leads with a single lead magnet, 5% plus email to customer conversion rates, and $100,000 plus months without a single ad. All because that's what this system does. It builds trust real fast with the right people at scale and does it all automatically. And it works whether you're a coach or a course creator, consultant or product seller or niche expert. So next, let me walk you through exactly how to start fast, even if you've got no list, no audience, and no idea what tech to use. I'll break down the tools and lead magnet ideas and video structure and email writing so you can get this system up and running this week. So let's make it simple. All right, so you've seen the full system now. YouTube plus email equals trust and list and income. But here's the thing most people get wrong when they try to implement it. They overthink every step. Therefore, they never start. They feel like they need a fancy funnel or a $997 course on copywriting or a 30-day video content calendar and a software stack that costs $1,000 a month. But you don't need any of that. What you really need is momentum and a few smart building blocks. So let me show you how to start fast, even if you've never posted to YouTube. You don't have an email list and you feel like you're late to all of this. So we're going to keep it simple. Step 1, pick a specific person to help with a specific problem. This is everything. I seriously cannot say this strongly enough. If you want to make 6 or 7 figures online, then please, for the love of everything, do not try to make your offer for everyone. There is a lot of bad advice out there from people saying that you don't need to pick a niche, but pretty much all of those people started with a very small niche audience to start. They got some traction and then they expanded later, usually much later, like after their business was already making millions of dollars. That said, you don't necessarily have to choose a conventional niche either. Rather, you want to choose to solve a specific need or specific problem, which I appreciate sounds totally confusing, so let me explain what I mean here. Ask yourself, who do I want to help, and what specific problem are they actively searching to solve right now? In other words, don't choose the fitness niche. Instead, go after busy dads with back pain who want to work out at home. Don't choose the marketing niche. Instead, try to help coaches who want their first 5 paying clients. Don't choose the productivity niche. Instead, serve freelancers who want to hit deadlines without burnout. Doing it this way makes your content more clear. It makes your lead magnet irresistible, and it makes your emails relevant so they actually get clicked and opened and read and acted on. Okay, step 2, start posting weekly YouTube videos, one problem at a time. Each video equals one pain point, one solution. Don't worry about being perfect here. Don't obsess over gear. Just pick a question that your person is already asking and then give them a clear and valuable answer. Then structure your video like this. Part 1 is the hook. You want to start your video by calling out the exact problem that your ideal client or customer is dealing with. And you want to do this ideally in the first 15 seconds. Here's an example. Are you struggling to get coaching clients? Next, the setup. Here, you want to explain why this matters and what's not working with their current solutions. And you want to keep this part under a minute. After that, well, now comes the solution. Here, you can teach your core idea. This part can last anywhere from 1 minute to 1 hour to 1 day. As long as the content is helpful and valuable, people will watch it. This next part, the application, well, this can take place alongside the solution, or you can just show them later how to use this and how to apply what you've just covered. Then lastly, hit them with the CTA, something like grab my free checklist below if you want to go deeper. I'm going to show you what mine looks like at the end of this video, obviously. And that's it. Just make one video per week, and each one becomes an asset that grows your business. Step 3, create a simple lead magnet in 1 day or less. Now, before you start overthinking this whole lead magnet thing, I want you to stop. This lead magnet does not need to be a 300-page PDF. In fact, that's probably way too much, and most people aren't going to want to consume that much info. So when you think of a lead magnet, I want you to think of useful, not impressive. But here are 3 fast ideas to get you started. Number 1 is a checklist. These are things like 10 steps to launch your first coaching offer. Number 2 is a swipe file, the 3 emails I use to book my first clients. And number 3 is a mini course. These are 3 to 5 short videos, like how to get your first 100 email subscribers. Just pick one. Create it in Google Docs or Canva and then link it under your videos. You can even record a screen share of your process or your frameworks. That totally counts as a lead magnet. Step 4, set up your email system in a simple tool. You do not need MailChimp and Zapier and 5 other integrations. You just need one tool that does everything. Now, you're free to choose whatever you like, but I do recommend and personally use High Level because it can do everything you need under one roof. So I'll make sure to put a link down in the descriptions below that's going to give you access to my complete marketing system. I've got this all built inside High Level, and it includes my templates and my frameworks and automations and scripts and everything. So you can just copy and paste it over to your account. Whatever you choose to go with, though, make sure to set up one landing page to collect emails, one thank you page, which can be as simple as saying, thank you, check your inbox, and then one email welcome sequence where you include 3 to 5 emails that give value and introduce you to your new subscribers. This whole setup can be done in an afternoon, so do not let the tech stop you. Step 5, write and send 1 to 2 emails per week. Here's the mindset shift that I want you to make. Don't try to write emails, write helpful ideas and write them like you're texting a smart friend. You don't need long essays. You just need a subject line that makes people curious. You need a story or insight that helps and a clear point or takeaway, and then a soft offer or link to your main business. Again, if you want to see what this looks like and how I do it, you can sign up for my list using any link below and you'll see my exact landing pages and thank you pages and email sequences and everything. Now, let's assume that you're serious about making more money, so you're actually going to do this. Well, over the next 90 days, if you post just 1 video a week, so 12 YouTube videos in total, promote a relevant lead magnet in each one, and send just 1 helpful email per week, in 90 days, you're going to have a list of warm, problem-aware people. You're going to have established serious trust in your market. You're going to have authority, and you're going to start making sales. Yes, even with a small list. You're also going to feel this dramatic shift. No more scrambling for attention. No more wondering where your next client or sale is going to come from. No more chasing, just compounding assets, because you're going to have a system that works quietly in the background. All right, so now you've seen how the entire system works, how YouTube brings the traffic, email builds the trust, and together they quietly grow your business and do it all on autopilot. And here's the best part. You do not need to figure this all out alone. In fact, I've already built the entire system for you, the same one I use in my own business and with all of my clients to consistently capture leads and book appointments and generate revenue on autopilot. And you can get free access. Just click the top link in the descriptions below and you're going to get instant access to a 30-day free trial of the exact software I use, pre-built lead capture pages and automations and AI voice agents and my most popular templates and workflows and email scripts and a complete 5-day challenge that walks you through landing your first paying client. There's one-on-one Zoom setup support to help you get it all running fast. And there's over $7,000 worth of tools and training all included. Whew. No upfront costs, no tech headaches, no cold outreach, no guesswork, just a proven plug-and-play system that actually works. So if you're serious about finally having a marketing strategy that compounds and a business that grows quietly in the background, this is your next smart move. So tap the link below, enter your info, and I'll send you everything straight to your inbox. Oh, and if you want even more ways to grow faster and smarter, you can check out the video I've got linked up right here. It's packed with my top marketing strategies, the exact same ones that I use to attract clients and grow my business every single week. So feel free to tap or click that now, and I'll see you in there in just a second.